Hi, I'm Dylan.
And this is Jake, and this is going to be our 2023 top 10 running backs
For
of the
the NFL
draft.
draft.
All right, we're going to start off with Tajay Spears as our number 10 guy with an 87 ranking,
67.
67 ranking. I did that twice now.
He stands at 5'10", weighs in at 201 pounds. His 40-yard dash is a 4.40. He is a pretty good receiving back.
Let's see. Yeah, I didn't really have much else to add on him. So let's just go to
Sean Tucker.
Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker is a 70 rating.
Stands at 5'9", weighs in at 207 pounds, and runs a 4.54 40-yard dash. Sean Tucker was very flashy and small.
Why can I not wear Sean Tucker? Oh, I have him. I've got that he's well rounded, but he hesitates a little bit in the hole. And he didn't have a very good offensive line, which slowed his production down. So I guess what was the. Sorry. What was the reasoning you dropped him down so far?
He didn't seem that good to me. The rest of the backs are like more stronger than him, and then Jamil Gibbs is faster than him, so he's pretty much outclassed in every single fashion, except for the fact he's the smallest back.
Okay. Well, he's not quite as small as.
Oh yeah, Jamil Gibbs is smaller than he is.
Yeah, and Deuce Vaughn, who didn't make the list, he's only 5'5". He's still probably be an okay back, but so the next guy at number 8, we've got Kendre Miller,
Yep.
and you have him at a 71.
Stands at 5'11", weighs 215 pounds, and runs a 4.58 40-yard dash. He's not too explosive, and he's on the slower end.
The one thing I did see on him is he's kind of a run you over kind of guy, a move the pile kind of guys. I thought he showed okay speed on film, but I mean, I guess I could kind of his 40 was kind of on the lower end, I think. Uh, Devon Achane is 72 and they're number 7.
He's 5'8" and weighs 188 pounds. He runs a 4.32 40-yard dash, and he is very fast.
Oh, Achane. I said he was a good receiving back, but he had a good O line. I think that made him look better. Honestly, in my opinion, I probably would have flipped a couple guys here, but I see where you're coming from and with these. The one thing I think I think they'll all probably be players in the league. It's just how big their role will be. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with the stronger backs how good they're going to be until they get in the league. But like this guy he'll definitely be like a third down back type if he can't do more than that. And then we got Chase Brown. We have him at a. What is he at? 73.
He stands at 5'10", weighs in at 209 pounds, and runs a 4.43 40-yard dash. He has a great boast.
Excuse me. Who are we doing?
Chase Brown, I believe.
Chase Brown. I got the he was well rounded, but he has no wow factor. He just kind of. I mean, he was a good player, but not a great player. I think he'll be a good part of a committee, but I don't know that he'll be a a workhorse back. But sometimes, like I said, you never know with these guys. It's where they end up could make a big difference.
Israel.
Israel Abakanda, I believe is how you say that. And we have him at a 74, and he's our number 4 back, tied with the next guy that we'll talk about in a minute.
He stands at 5'10", weighs in at 210 pounds. He runs a 4.50 40-yard dash. He's pretty good at stumbling and falling forward.
I'm having a tough time finding guys on my list for some reason today. I had that he had a kind of a bad O line, but he was still fairly productive. A lot of times he had people in the backfield before he could get going, but when he did have a chance to get going, he would do pretty well. I actually liked Miller a little bit better than him, but on in the 40-yard dash, Zach was a little bit faster, so I could see. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to. Sometimes it's kind of hard to compare on film between the guys
because they have such different teams and they're not playing the exact same team.
Yeah, sometimes you can find this against the same teams and whatnot, but it's kind of depends on who you're looking at. The next guy is Zach Charbonnet, I believe. Is how you say that?
I think so.
And he is also a 74, and he was our guy that we had tied for fourth.
He stands at 6 foot. He weighs in at 214 pounds, and his 40-yard dash is a 4.53, which is on the slow end, and he is pretty big. Zach Charbonnet.
Oh, I think I mixed up my notes here. Stuff I said about Israel is the stuff I had on Zach. What did I have on Israel? Oh, I have on. So we're going to reverse that. I'm going to go. Israel drives his feet, is tough and fast enough. And then I had the other stuff about Zach, the battle line, and still produced, and when he got a chance. Sorry, I kind of mixed that up there. I was looking at the wrong guy. Okay. Feel like this is not going great today. Sorry about that, guys.
I think it's Roschon.
Roschon Johnson at our number 3 spot. And a 76 overall.
Stands at 6 foot, weighs in at 210 pounds, and he runs a 4.58 40-yard dash. He's good in space, and he is as fast as Kendre Miller, which is tied for slowest on this list.
Yeah, I think all these guys are still fast enough. The 2 guys that are a little bit slower, I think they'll still be able to produce. They're not like weighed down by a bone ache or slow. I had that Roschon Johnson had low volume. He's still a good player. He just was unfortunate for him behind Bijan Robinson. It's not his fault that he had 2 good backs at the same school. I mean, it happens. I mean, Justin Jefferson was behind Jamar Chase. So that happens. Good players get stuck behind good players. Sometimes it's just how it works in college sometimes. Do you have anything on you? How do you want to do our ratings? How you rated these guys?
I mostly just watched film.
Okay.
Uh,
What'd you look for on the film?
I looked for speed, explosiveness, the ability to like find a hole and like just hit it. Uh, I looked for strength, the ability to bowl people over.
And then kind of the way, same way I do my rankings are kind of. I mean, I helped them a little bit on these, but we're trying to make it as a projection of how good we think they'll be, plus their odds of being good. Um, it's kind of the percentile for both of those. And then, so getting to our top two, our number two guy is a 77 overall, and it is Jamar Gibbs.
Stands at 5'9", 199 pounds. He runs a 4.36 40-yard dash. He's fast and he's pretty small.
Yeah, I think that he'll be, at very at least, an elite third down type back, receiving back, and that's at the low end. I think he still shows enough strength that he'll be able to play more than that, but that's the one concern I think you have with him, where he is smaller.
Yeah.
And then our last guy we have at an 83 overall, our number one guy is Bijan Robinson.
He stands at 5'11", weighs in at 215 pounds, and runs a 4.46 40-yard dash. He's pretty fast. He's pretty good, and he is a powerhouse.
The one thing that a lot of people compare his jump cut to Adrian Peterson, and his movement ability and his power. I think he's a little bit lesser than Adrian Peterson in most of those aspects, but he has a better ability to catch the ball, be a little bit more of a receiving back than Peterson did back in the day. So, kind of think that rounds him out a little bit more. I still think the overall is probably not quite that high, but I think he'll be an elite back. The question is going to be, when do you take a running back? Not these days with their value so far down with the way the league is. It's kind of, I mean, any of these other guys could probably come in and play for you too. So it's that question of, do you get the elite guy, or do you get the good guy a couple rounds later? So I think that's about all I got. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
All right, thanks, guys.